Intro to Dynamic Planking, Part 5. Start on your mat in a static plank and roll your hips back into a downward facing dog. This motion will be very important throughout today's video. Set your feet up so that you have a nice angle to your dog. For more of a challenge, move the feet in and get a longer stretch in the back of the legs. Feel the stretch in your dog and get very accustomed to this position for today's challenge. Start on your toes. Roll the torso forward so that the shoulders are right over the wrists, and then when you feel yourself going forward, flatten the feet and roll the body back into downward facing dog. Again, this is a roll upward, coming onto the toes but pulling in from the navel, rolling the top of the torso straight forward until you feel the weight in your arms, flattening the feet and rolling back. Repeat this motion several times until you get the full effect of weight bearing and strengthening in the arms and rolling back to stretch it back out into downward facing dog. This motion is working a dynamic range of motion for the core, for the arms, for the legs. Start by walking the feet in towards the heel of your hands. So walking towards the front of your mat until you come into a forward fold. Fold for a moment and then begin walking the feet backward, back until you get into your ideal angle for your downward facing dog. Again, start walking the feet in toward the heel of your hands. Notice coming onto the toes does help elevate, rounding the back slightly, but trying to keep the palm of the hand flat on the floor, idealistically. You may also come onto the fingertips if that seems impossible the first couple of times you try this move. And from here, when you're back into your downward facing dog, pulling the navel in towards the spine, go ahead and rock forward into your upright static plank, paying special attention to the soles of the feet as if you were backing your feet into a wall. And start by bringing in your right knee and moving your right knee in a strategic motion so that you get an exercise for all sides of your core while holding a plank. So for instance, when we move to the left side, we'll look and see which pattern is presented. There are two separate patterns here. So in this pattern, the knee is first hovering, then coming into the left, to the right, back to the left, and then up. Left, right, left, up. Left, right, left, up. Left, right, left, up, and back to downward facing dog. If you watch the motion repeated this time on the right side, it's a little different. See which one works best for you. This one is left, right, middle, up. Left, right, middle, up. Left, right, middle, up. And left, right, middle, up. And back to downward facing dog. So play with both of those and find out where your real workout is. And from here, just walking the knees in downward dog into a plank. So this is a non-stop motion. So there's a nice pedal walk, going into a plank with the pedal walk and rolling back into downward facing dog. Then come into a child's pose, active arms, fingertips, and then roll from that child's pose into a pose where you can either flatten the feet or keep the feet with the toes in contact with your mat. But if you notice, your chin, your chest, your knees, and your feet are all in contact with the mat, with the belly off of the mat and the hips in the air. Come from this pose back into a new plank, but with a dolphin emphasis. So have your hands in dolphin, take the feet back, and then rock forward into your dolphin plank and pulse in the middle, feeling the abdominal contractions by pulling the navel up towards the spine and lifting the torso in the process. The feet stay planted into the ground. The elbows and the hands stay planted into the ground. When you get to the end of your sequence, walk into a high dolphin dog. Stretch it out, stretch the legs out, and then walk right back into your setup for your dolphin plank. And again, pulse, pulling these isolated, intentional contractions up through your core and then dropping and relaxing back into your standard static dolphin plank. And from here, walk it in again into your dolphin plank and then come into child's pose for your work.